We are at Briarwood Reserve, now leasing, and these things are amazing. We're getting great feedback. People are stopping by, asking if they're condos, and that's a great sign. When people are asking if your apartments are condos, that's a good sign. Briarwood, building 1 is done, past OC. Ready to go. Look at this tiny little amount of common space. Tiny amount of common space. It's literally no common space. This is one of the ways we keep costs down.
That's the thing. Do people care, right? When you step into a unit like this.
No, do you really care that there's no common space when you get a unit like this with exterior walls?
Hey everybody, it's Miles, Boardwalk Wealth, asset managers, standing in the new Briarwood Reserve, and this is a gorgeous unit once again. The sun is shining on my face. We have record highs in Sioux Falls, so can't ask for a better day to showcase a unit like this. Dustin, tell me about what has worked so well in the past on your projects and what you implemented here.
Well, this kitchen is extremely popular because you get the sink in the island, and it's a very modern feel that you don't find in many apartments.
Yeah.
So it feels more like a condo or a home than an apartment. And the kitchen is just fantastic, very big. And you don't need a dining room table because almost all the eating happens here. Even at my house, we eat on the island more than a table. And we have 2 dining room tables, a kitchen table and a nook.
Yeah.
We still use the island more.
Yeah, us as well. It's the community of the kitchen. I love it as well. How about the service on the material you guys use on the countertops? It looks great.
Yeah,
it's not granite, is it?
No, this is not granite. It's Corian, but it's the quartz feel. So we save a little money, plus it feels and looks like quartz.
Yeah.
Can't tell the difference. This is a stage 1 too, so we stayed in the cheaper finish.
Nice. I mean, you don't lose out on the aesthetic whatsoever.
Also, the other thing that's been very popular is this window. This is like jaw-dropping. When people come in and see this thing, it's just, even if you don't like sunlight and you're gonna shut the blinds, there's something about this.
I know.
So even people that cover up all the windows still want a bunch of windows. It's an odd thing, I don't understand it, but this is a game changer. And when you're dealing with smaller footprints, dining rooms are eliminated, and you have this, and no one even questions whether they need a dining room or not.
No, I agree. And you have a view in this unit for sure. Like you're still seeing a beautiful country landscape behind us.
Yeah, and you have a big yard there too that's accessible. So if you have a pet, boom, I mean perfect for pets.
Right.
Plus you kind of have a parking spot out there. People can just roll up and walk right into your unit.
So is this going to be an enclosed space out here?
No,
obviously.
No, it's not enclosed because this is the right of way or something. I don't think you can even fence out there. If you did, it'd be like a chain link style fence.
Right.
So no, nothing's planned out here.
No, it's gorgeous. I mean, in the summer you could open this up and be right in the midst of everything. It's great. And then in here in the bathrooms, I saw you guys found a way to sneak in laundry dryer, which I love.
Yep. So everything's in here. It's compact. Yeah, you can see it. It's very compact.
Yeah.
But it's got everything you need, including a window, which makes it feel twice as big as it really is.
No kidding.
Can't really get a bunch of people in here, but it has everything you need. You got your linen, you got your nice sink, a gooseneck, everything modern. I mean, look at these mirrors. These mirrors are the same type of mirrors you'll see at very high-end, boutique style of hotels.
That's right. So basically focusing on the things that matter and leaving out the things that people really don't care much about.
Yeah, things that you feel, that you touch are really important to upgrade.
Right.
Windows just give it a modern feel, and honestly, people want to be able to take selfies and videos in their units.
Yeah.
And so we try to make them Instagrammable. So if you, seriously, this is the thing,
if
kids can't take selfies, and every time they're taking a selfie in their unit, they're literally going to want to move.
Yeah.
And if they look good in every single one of their pictures, you got to remember, these kids that grew up with TikTok are already almost of age to start renting apartments. And when they constantly video themselves and they're used to their parents' house, that's really nice in the background.
Right.
Well, now they want to be on the TikToks. They want this in the surrounding of their TikTok as well.
Yeah, so you can't ignore facts like that.
It's pretty crazy. You would not think that would actually make a difference, but you can get lots of money just for Instagrammable spaces.
So this is building 1 that we've opened up, and we already have 2 leases that are occupying the units, and then we have another 4 coming in the next 10 days, which is excellent.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That makes me way happier. Well, then I'm not worried at all. I thought we were just sitting on 2 leases.
No, we're not sitting on 2 leases, and that's really despite somewhat difficulty letting people know of the property. But the more people get wind of this really beautiful property here, I think it'll just fill up that much quicker.
Yeah, we are on the edge of town. Honestly, I don't normally like to develop this far out, but the area is so phenomenal. We know that it'll be surrounded very shortly. We're already getting pressed up against in 1 year on the single family to the north coming to the south. They're already in our backyard. So I'm not worried about it, but it does present a little challenge on getting people to know where it's at, because you do not drive here unless you live here. So once you live here, great, because there's no traffic until that highway comes in. Once that highway comes in, it'll be busy again. But
that's why we're on social media. That's why we have digital billboards across the city. That's why we're doing all these things to let people know that Briarwood Reserve exists.
We got digital billboards?
Well, Caleb knows a guy. Caleb knows a guy.
And that guy, I think, is an investor.
So Dustin and I were just talking, and one thing I noted was, land density, how many units you're filling the space with, why you made those decisions. Maybe you can explain that to me a little bit more.
So 16 units or less than 16 units is a little bit cheaper of a build process. The code is a little bit different, so we can save some money throughout the entire build. Plus, per square foot, we've got 14 units in here. We've got 12 or 14 units. This one has 12. But at the 14 units per square foot is our cheapest build cost. This 12-plex is still actually cheaper per unit than our larger apartments like our Veltice build. So we can get the most units in here at the cheapest construction price. I think we're in between 135 and 140, 135,000 to 140,000 per unit in this model. And I think we're at close to 150,000 on the full model. That's 48 units. And that's mainly to do with the common space. So we have much more common space, and then the codes are a little different. So we save a tiny bit of money on each, and the efficiency just gains us a little bit, 5 to 10% efficiency on the per square foot build cost, or the per unit build cost. Also, the land is cheap here. So land is $6 a foot roughly for multifamily. You can get some a little cheaper, some's a little more, but average about $6 a foot. And our build cost is about $175 a foot. So we try to build these as dense as possible on the construction, and that is where we get our value. So since the land is cheaper, we can take a little bit more land, split the buildings up, get a boutique-y feel. Now you're not really competing with the bigger apartments, because now you got 2 walls on each of your units. It's a little bit more boutique. You have less units in the building. It's a little quieter. A few different things. It just feels different than a larger apartment. And since the land cost is cheap, build cost is expensive, we determined that, hey, let's get all of our savings on the build side, and let's buy a little more land and spread these buildings apart. And so that's what we're doing, and we kind of set ourselves apart with the product. Not only do we gain a few pennies here and there, but our product's more desirable, and we'll be able to push the rents.